So you set your alarm for 7 a.m., but you hit snooze. That extra 9 minutes means you miss your usual train, so you grab coffee from a different shop where you bump into an old friend who tells you about a job opening which changes your entire life, all because you wanted 9 more minutes of sleep. Welcome to Chaos Theory, the science that explains why weather forecasts are wrong, why your carefully planned day falls apart, and why the universe seems to have a twisted sense of humor. This isn't actually about chaos in the everything's random sense. It's about discovering that the universe is basically playing the most complex game of dominoes ever, where breathing wrong in Tokyo could theoretically cause a hurricane in Tampa. Buckle up, because math is about to get weird. Picture this. It's 1961, and meteorologist Edward Lorenz is trying to predict weather on one of those computers that's basically a fancy calculator the size of a refrigerator. He runs a weather simulation, gets some results, then wants to run it again. But he's lazy, relatable. So instead of entering 0.506127, he rounds it to 0.506. No big deal, right? It's a difference of 0.0127. That's like the difference between 10 joules and 10,013. Who cares? The universe cared. When he ran the simulation, instead of getting basically the same weather, he got completely different weather. Not slightly different, completely different. Like sunny day became Category 5 hurricane different. Lorenz had just discovered that tiny, insignificant changes can cause massive, unpredictable results. He called this the butterfly effect. The idea that a butterfly flapping its wings in Brazil could theoretically cause a tornado in Texas weeks later. Scientists everywhere were like, wait, so you're telling me the universe is running on the same logic as that time I tried to fix a small bug in my code and broke everything? Yes. Yes, it is. Let's meet the people who looked at the universe and said, you're not random, you're just really, really complicated. Edward Lorenz, our weather guy, didn't just discover chaos, he gave us the Lorenz attractor, which looks like a butterfly and basically shows how systems can be unpredictable but still have patterns. It's like how your life feels completely random, but somehow you always end up at Target on Sundays. Then there's Benoit Mandelbrot, who gave us fractals. He looked at coastlines and asked, how long is the coast of Britain? Turns out it's infinite if you measure it precisely enough. Every time you zoom in, there are more tiny zigzags. He basically proved that nature doesn't do simple shapes. It does infinite complexity. Your geometry teacher lied to you. Nature doesn't actually make perfect circles or straight lines. Mitchell Feigenbaum discovered that there are universal constants in chaos. Imagine finding out that completely different chaotic systems, population growth, dripping faucets, heart rhythms, all go chaotic in the exact same mathematical way. It's like discovering that every TV show eventually becomes a reality show using the same exact formula. And Robert May, who studied animal populations and found that simple equations could produce insanely complex behavior. He showed that you don't need complicated rules to get chaos. Even next year, this year, X growth rate X1, this year, can spiral into madness. It's basically why your simple New Year's resolution becomes a complex web of failure by February. So what is chaos theory actually saying? 1. Sensitive dependence on initial conditions. That's the fancy way of saying the butterfly effect. Tiny differences at the start lead to huge differences later. It's like how missing one day of high school math suddenly means you don't understand anything for the rest of the year. 2. Deterministic but unpredictable. Chaos isn't random, it follows rules. But those rules create behavior so complex we can't predict it long term. It's like knowing exactly how chess pieces move, but still having no idea who's going to win. 3. Strange attractors. Chaotic systems might be unpredictable, but they tend to stay within certain boundaries. Your life might be chaos, but it probably oscillates between everything's fine and everything's on fire, without ever achieving transcendent enlightenment or complete apocalypse. 4. Fractals are everywhere. Nature loves patterns that repeat at every scale. Trees look like tiny trees on bigger trees. Coastlines are zigzaggy whether you're looking from space or standing on the beach. Your problems at work are basically the same as your problems in middle school, just with bigger words. 5. Period doubling route to chaos. Systems often go from stable to chaotic in a specific pattern. They oscillate between 2 states, then 4, then 8, then 16, then suddenly, chaos. It's like how parties go from calm to, how did we end up here? But there's actual math behind it. Okay, you're thinking, but I'm not a mathematician. How does this affect my life? Oh, honey, chaos theory is everywhere. Weather apps are wrong after 3 days because of chaos. That's not incompetence. It's physics. Tiny measurement errors compound exponentially. Your weather app is basically doing its best with an impossible task. The stock market? Chaos theory in action. One tweet can cascade into a market crash. A single ship getting stuck in a canal can destabilize the global economy. It's butterfly effect on steroids. Your heart? It's actually healthier when it's slightly chaotic. Too regular, and you might have a problem. Your heart needs just the right amount of chaos to be healthy. Too much or too little and you're calling 911. Traffic jams that appear out of nowhere? Chaos theory. One person taps their brakes, causes a chain reaction, and suddenly there's a traffic jam with no accident, no construction, no reason except mathematics being a jerk. Even evolution is chaos theory. Tiny mutations, random environmental changes, and suddenly fish have legs, and we're arguing on the internet. Thanks, chaos. Here's the beautiful, terrifying truth chaos theory reveals. The universe is deterministic but unpredictable. Everything follows rules, but those rules create patterns so complex that we can't see more than a few steps ahead. This means your 5-year plan is adorable, but ultimately fantasy. That person who says they have life figured out, they're about one butterfly wing flap away from complete reorganization. But it also means that tiny actions can have massive impacts. That smile at a stranger, that extra minute spent on something, that small choice, any of them could cascade into something huge. Chaos theory proves that we live in a universe that's neither completely random nor completely predictable. It's complex, it's sensitive, and it's beautiful in its complexity. It's why life is never boring, why surprises exist, and why even supercomputers can't tell you if it'll rain next month. So the next time your carefully laid plans fall apart, remember, you're not failing. You're experiencing the fundamental nature of reality. A butterfly probably flapped its wings somewhere, and now your day is ruined. But hey, maybe your ruined day is the butterfly flap that changes someone else's life. Welcome to Chaos Theory, where the math is deterministic, the outcomes are unpredictable, and somewhere a butterfly is laughing at your 5-year plan.